This is it, the final couple of weeks until the big day, your first triathlon. You've done all the hard work and now it's time to put those finishing touches on your training and start recovering, ready for the event.
So today we're going to be covering weeks 11 to 12 in part 5 of our How to Train for Your First Triathlon series.
With it being just 1 or 2 weeks away from your event, you don't need to continue to crank up your training. In fact, you can actually start to consider your taper and your preparation for the event. So hopefully by now you'll have covered the swim race distance continuously in your training. But if you haven't, don't panic, it's amazing what a little bit of adrenaline can do on race day.
In terms of the taper, this essentially allows your body to absorb all the hard training that you've been doing and prime you for race day. This doesn't mean kicking back and relaxing. This still requires a little bit of intensity to remind your body of what it's supposed to be doing, but you should drop the training volume a little. So this means slightly shorter swim sessions, and you can break those sessions into smaller chunks so you focus more on the quality. And this is the fun bit now, so enjoy it. And then when it comes round to the event, you can follow a session something along the lines of a warm-up of 100 meters front crawl swim, 100 meters kick, and then 250 meters as 15 meters maximal effort, followed by 35 meters easy. And then into the main set, do 200 meters build to a good pace or your race pace, followed by 100 meters nice and easy, and then 3 lots of 100 meters, descending 1 to 3, so you're getting faster on each 100, and then warm down with 100 meters kick and then 100 meters choice swim. That's a total of 1,100 meters, and with some good quality swimming mixed in. And just take 20 to 40 seconds recovery between all the reps. It's really important that you check over your bike before race day to make sure that it's in good working order. The last thing you want is for your race to come to an early end due to a mechanical, especially after all the hard work you've put in. Now, bikes are quite complicated machines, so don't worry if you're not sure how to or what to check. Simply drop your bike into a local bike shop a couple of weeks before the event and they'll be more than happy to give it a good once over.
A particularly important area to check is your tyres, especially if you've been using them for a long time. You'll want to check that they're not excessively worn and there's no obvious cuts. The same goes for if you've been doing a lot of hours on an on-wheel turbo trainer with the same tyre and wheel that you intend to use. You'll probably want to think about changing that tyre.
Whilst we really hope you don't get a puncture, it is worth being prepared for the possibility. That way it won't result in the end of your race. Now, there are a number of methods. A simple one for a clincher tyre is to carry a spare inner tube along with a set of tyre levers, a pump, or a CO2 cartridge. But if you are one of those lucky people and you've never had a puncture or you've had to repair one, then you can obviously follow one of our videos to make sure that you're practiced and you're confident with it, or just ask a friend to show you.
Now, with regards to training, you should aim to maintain 2 rides per week, but as with swimming, you should start to reduce the distance and the duration slightly. So focus on rides of around 60 minutes. And if you are planning on increasing your pace on the race day and you've been practicing already in training, then continue to do this, but just keep it to shorter blocks with plenty of recovery. So something along the lines of this. 10 minutes warm up and then 4 lots of 4 minutes at your race pace with 6 minutes recovery, and then finish off with 10 minutes warm down. Now, we're going to do the same for the running too, so reduce the distance and the duration of your 2 runs per week to around 30 to 40 minutes. And now is a great opportunity to focus on quality, and if you do want to put in some race pace efforts, you can include them into a session like this. Start with a 10-minute warm-up and then 5 lots of 90 seconds or 1 minute 30 at race pace, followed by 90 seconds recovery jog, and then finish it with a 10-minute warm down.
Brick sessions are still really important at this point, so try to make one of your 2 weekly runs off the bike. And if you're planning to pick the pace up on race day and you're feeling really confident, then you can combine the previous run session into these brick sessions.
This is also the ideal opportunity to practice your nutrition, both for the bike and the run, to make sure that your stomach is happy with it. A lot of people struggle coming onto the run with certain nutrition, so make sure that you've practiced it before and you found what works for you. Now, energy gels are one of the most popular choices due to their simplicity, plus the fact that your body can absorb them pretty easily. But having said that, just make sure you stick with what you're most comfortable with.
You've trained so hard for this event, so when it comes to race day, make sure you have all your gear ready in plenty of time. Hopefully by now, you've got all the kit that you need for race day and you've practiced with it. And if you don't, make sure you get it sooner rather than later so there's no last minute panics.
Now we'd recommend packing all of your gear a day or two before your event, and then you can do any final checks. That way it's done and it's off your mind. And as the race day approaches, also try and stay off your feet whenever you can. Avoid any long walks and don't get lured into wandering around the race expo for hours.
Get yourself a good meal the night before the race and an early night if possible. But don't worry, if you can't sleep, that is perfectly normal. And then on the morning of the race, get up with plenty of time to have breakfast. We normally suggest around 2 to 3 hours before the event, just allows your body time to digest the food, and then arrive at the transition area with plenty of time to set your gear up. Well, I guess that's all from us, and we wish you the best of luck for your first triathlon.
Well, hopefully after you've completed it, you'll have the triathlon bug and you'll be back to GTN for more videos. So to make sure that you don't miss any, just hit the globe to subscribe. And if you did miss any of the earlier videos from this series, you can catch up on those just here.
And to find out how to repair a clincher tyre when you get a puncture during race day, just click down here.